Hello, everyone. My name is Ana Martha Ayala, and I'd like to welcome you to my YouTube channel. As a reminder, I do every video in English and Spanish, and the degree theory is based on modern Western astrology using the Placidus house system. In today's video, I wanted to address two things. The first is the current state of affairs in the United States and also the world. And secondly, the jobs that I think will be most affected by the Uranus in Gemini with the help of the artificial intelligence, of course. So this video is not for the faint of heart. It's going to be super strong because I say it like I see it. And if you are the type to get scared, then don't watch it. Maybe tune in to the last part of, when I go over the jobs that may be transformed or lost due to, Uranus and Gemini. So I wanted to bring to your attention that we have a lot of male energy in the sky. We have Neptune in Aries, Saturn in Aries, Uranus is going to go into Gemini, Pluto is in Aquarius. All of those are male signs. The only female sign is Jupiter in Cancer now, but it will go into Leo in 2026. So remember that the fire signs and the air signs are the male energy. That's why we have all this thing of war and, happening. A lot of fire, a lot of anger, a lot of issues that, usually I'm not saying the men are the only ones that fight, but they are the ones that give that impetus to go to war. So, all right, here we go. Pluto and Aquarius. Nicola said in a video that he did with Astrolada that Pluto in Aquarius is the war against humanity. Pluto rules communism, the so-called one world government, right? So we're headed in that direction, even though things in the US have taken a step back, thankfully. But this is where that energy, Pluto in Aquarius, says, right? That it's communism. It rules communism. So these so-called protests, which are really riots that are going on in Los Angeles, Dallas, San Antonio, Chicago over this past week, make no mistake, they were all planned, organized. These are not random events. In one of my previous videos, I said that the United States had been invaded over these past 4 years, and attacks would be on US soil. So, here we go with the riots as the first phase of attacks on US soil. If possible, stay away from big cities and definitely have a contingency plan, which includes having food that doesn't spoil, like protein bars, tuna cans, crackers, protein shakes, have extra water, like you would for a hurricane. Start building the reserves quietly. I've been hinting for a while in my videos, if you go back, about being prepared for a hurricane with non-perishable food items like water, having cash on hand, which I know it's everybody has that Apple Pay thing on the phone and whatever. No, cash, physical cash, Um, this is the reason why I have been saying all of these things. I just don't like to scare people, and be doom and gloom, right? So, on March 29th of this year, we had a solar eclipse in Aries at 8 degrees. And in that video, I stated something to the effect of a possible war. And every time that I saw 8 degrees, it was usually something involving a Muslim country because Scorpio, the 8 degrees, rules Muslim, according, to the degree theory. So the covering of the sun, that eclipse lasted for about 4 minutes. And I can't remember the rule exactly from ancient astrology, if it's 1 minute for each month or 1 minute for each year. I don't remember, and I haven't had time to go back and look at my notes that I took years ago. So the other thing is Aries is in Neptune. And in that video, I said that one of the possibilities could be a new holy war. And Israel just attacked Iran. And of course, Iran fired back. Again, there's a good possibility that this could be the start of a new holy war. I have to give President Trump credit for ordering Americans out of the neighboring countries like Kuwait, Iraq, people from the embassies, like, we're mobilizing, he's mobilizing Americans out of the region of fire. Unlike President Biden, which was a total fail with the withdrawal of our troops from Afghanistan, where I believe 13 of our soldiers died because of the plan did not go well, if there was a plan. Not to mention Hillary Clinton's disaster with Benghazi. I saw the movie. I totally recommend it. It will open your eyes to the way that some governments work. Um, and not only, additionally, we have China. We still have China that it may happen at any time, but I think China's invasion of Taiwan will be around the eclipses of September. But I think that's a definite possibility. This fall of 2025 will be tough, right? Um, Remember that Neptune and Aries, you need to save yourself. Go back and listen to the video that I did of Neptune and Aries, like the overall section. It'll give you a lot of the stuff that I said, because I don't want to repeat it here, right? But Neptune and Aries, Aries is me. I am, is the I am. I am my own savior. No one except God will help you. So you need to be self-sufficient. Careful with following another person, a group, because Neptune in Aries is also the cult energy and also the energy for mass suicides. So you need to be aware and don't follow people blindly. Like I said, you need to save yourself. Another thing that I said in the Neptune and Aries video is the lack of petroleum when Saturn conjuncts Neptune. And they're very close now. So look at what happened to the price of gas this past week. It jumped here in Miami anywhere from 25 to 40 cents a gallon. I don't know about other parts of the nation, but that's here in Miami, which is, heavily populated city. Um, this could be another area that, you may want to invest in the short term. This is not financial advice, but if you want to buy oil stocks, this, for the short term, it might not be a bad idea. This summer is going to be intense. June, July, and part of August. But I think that we're not starting the new holy war in full potential. This is only going to be a preview of what's to come. I don't think, we're going to start off with a huge bang. Remember, if you go back to World War II, it started in 1939, but the US didn't get involved until after the attack on Pearl Harbor in December of 1941. I think it was December 6th of 1941. And then World War II ended in 1945 with the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So from my perspective, I would take immediate action from a financial perspective. There are expenses that you can cut that are not necessary. Look at all of your subscriptions, all of your streaming services, and narrow it down. I'm not saying to cut out all entertainment, but just narrow it down to one or two. If you have a cable that has, 500 channels, you don't watch all 500 channels. So, you know, do something reasonable or cut it out completely. I haven't had cable since 2020 because I don't want to pay 200 and some dollars a month for something that I really don't have a lot of time to watch. I do YouTube, or I do have one streaming service, but that's about it. The other thing, and I'm telling you the things that I have done that I have cut my expenses back for electricity, Uranus. Buy a pedestal fan. I got mine at Sam's for $49 and I keep it close to me. And then I set the AC at 80 degrees or so. Um, I shop a BOGO, buy one, get one free at the supermarket. Um, Better yet, get a membership at Sam's, Costco, BJ's, or any other club. I think those are like the main three that I can remember. But if there's a fourth one, just put it down in the comments so people know. I have Sam's and Costco because I find that Sam's has cheaper prices on most items, but Costco has the cheaper prices on medications. That's why I have both. The other thing that you can cut out, at least for a while, so you can build your cash reserves. Cut out the ballet classes, the piano lessons, the voice lessons, the lattes or cappuccinos that you get before you're going to work. Bring a coffee maker to the office instead. Bring your own lunch as well. Eating out, you spend a lot of money. If you lease a car, and the lease is up, turn it in and try to purchase a vehicle, even if it's used. To me, leasing is the worst thing you can do because you have eternal car payments. I've always bought my cars, and once I pay them off, it's not like I get a new car. If the car, thank God, has been, I take care of them, right? So, um, they I get my money's worth basically. I am driving a 2014 Honda Accord. It has um 69,000 miles on it. So, I have a car for a good amount of time. I don't need to drive the car of the year or, you do what you do, but I'm telling you what I have done, right? If you follow these steps, and this will give you the money to buy the non-perishable goods that you need to stock up, for your family. Um, I would start my own garden with herbs, vegetable, fruits, and the like, I planted some bananas. Sahara took care of the orange tree. It's dead. It's not gonna come back, but I need to go get another one. Um, you know, Talk to your neighbors. Get like one person can plant the herbs, the other person can plant the vegetables, another person can plant fruit, and then a lot of bartering is going to come into effect. If we go to war, or I should say when we go to war, the stock market is going to take a hit. When silver goes down, I plan to buy it as an investment. This is not financial advice again, but I'm just sharing what I plan to do. Gold is super high, and silver hasn't really moved much, right? I would buy those physical coins because if the US dollar tanks, the physical coins are what you're going to use besides bartering, to buy things. If you are interested in investing in silver in the stock market, the ticker symbol is SLV. At least that's the one I'm looking at. So I said this is what I plan to do. You guys can do, not follow. I'm not giving you financial advice. You do what you think is best for you. One last thing, remember Uranus is going into Gemini, so any transportation system can be compromised. Therefore, stay alert. If I, like some people I know commute several hours to get to work, unfortunately, um, I would buy tennis shoes and then take my dress shoes, my heels in a bag, and then when I get to work, I would switch them out. Um, Uranus also represents electricity, so I would make sure that I have enough batteries or a generator to produce my own electricity. Hopefully solar power works best if you are in an apartment or even in a house, because maybe gas is not going to be so available or it's going to be super high. I would avoid generators made in China because China will be our enemy. Because when China invades Taiwan, the US is going to step in. Taiwan is the center of all the computer chips, all the technology, all the stuff for AI. Most of it is made in Taiwan. And if we follow the same things that happened in World War II, there is going to be a nuclear event. Um, and I hope that this doesn't happen, obviously, but remember Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Now, for the types of jobs that I think AI will replace over the next 7 years, um, because Uranus is going to be in Gemini for the next 7 years. Video editing. If you're the CFO of a company, your job can be replaced because they will have forecasting systems that are going to work better than you do. Graphic designers, any job that's routine, um, data entry definitely is one of those areas that, yeah, it can be replaced easily. Quality assurance, operators of any kind, accountants, lawyers, positions that only require a high school diploma are at risk. Positions that are more routine, like warehouse stuff, like if you are a clerk that puts in the stock, and when I'm saying stock, I mean like physical items that you locate, like those forklift operators. Um, you could be replaced by a robot, easy. The more routine, the more automation that can happen. Um, Remember, like with farming, the tractors have cut the number of jobs, like, way back in history when they invented tractors, you didn't need people to harvest the crop. The tractors, those machines, I don't know if they're called tractors, but you guys know the ones that go like that and they spin and then they take down the corn or whatever. Now, healthcare should be pretty safe because there are a lot of regulations, like, HIPAA and like healthcare should be on the safe side. But if you are a postal clerk, what do you call a mail delivery or some kind of delivery person, your job is going to be at risk. Bank tellers, because online banking is, has been for a long time something that eh, they're trying to get people to use the card, the ATM card. And so eventually people that work at the bank, there won't be a need or you will see a huge decrease in the number of like bank tellers or people that help you like open an account and stuff like that. Cashiers, ticket clerks, admin assistants, or even executive assistants. They might come up with a program where people like, these executives can just schedule their own stuff and instead of maybe having four assistants and they can narrow it down to one. And remember that corporations, it's all about making money, right? It's all about the earnings per share, the dividends that they can pay out the owners of the stock. Um, and even something that I saw at one of the restaurants here in Miami, which caught my attention. I'm not gonna name the name of the restaurant because the food wasn't so good anyway. But they had these the waitress would come and take your order, right? And then this little robot would come out with your order. And then the waitress would come and put the plate on the people's tables, right? And then the little robot will go back to the kitchen. But they're already programming that. So who's to say that when you go to a restaurant, some restaurants already make it so that you can pay right there at your table. That you don't, like the waiter or the waitress doesn't have to bring you the check. You can just put it in, right? It comes up and you pay. So who's to say that you cannot order online? Right at the table. I know that this happens at Panera. Panera, you go in and there they have these like self-help kiosks, right? That you can just go up and place the order, and then you just wait for it. But that system can also be used at like regular restaurants as well. So, that's something to keep in mind if you have one of those jobs. Now, which are the jobs that will be I mentioned the jobs that are probably going to be phased out. Now, what are the jobs that are going to be coming up that maybe you should invest time, energy, go to school for? And obviously, technology jobs, big data specialists, green energy technology, engineers, finance, what is it? Fintech, finance tech, um, finance technology engineers, AI and machine learning specialists, software and app specialists, security management specialists, like for computer security, like cybersecurity, autonomous vehicle specialist, higher ed teachers, and of course, healthcare. Healthcare is one of those areas where, for now at least, they're not touching. So, I told you that this video was going to be strong. So I hope this helps you understand what we might be facing over the next few years so you can prepare accordingly. I know that a lot of young people, especially, want their independence, want to live on their own and stuff like that, but maybe I would consider getting a roommate to cut down expenses on rent or moving back to, if you have a remote job, then move back in with your parents, even if you have to pay them a small rent, right? But you pay down your student debt as fast and save money. Saving money is top priority, right? Keep your debt payments in order, obviously, but um that way, because a lot of people live paycheck to paycheck, and that should not be the case. And with Neptune in Aries, if you think inflation is high now, you just wait. When gas goes up, it makes everything go up. And of course, companies take advantage of it too. I'm not saying that it's just caused by this, but it's one of those things where you need to get ahead of the game, right? So I hope that this video has been helpful. I know it has been strong, and I'm sorry, but I'm only trying to help you guys out, and I'm not preaching to the choir a lot. Everything that I have said, I follow. I do. So I'm not telling you to do something that I have not done. So anyway, this is where I conclude the video. Thank you for watching. If you would like a natal chart reading with me, please send me an email to amaastrology@aol.com. Please give this video a thumbs up so we can get the message across and help more people. Send it to a friend. If you have found this information helpful, please subscribe to the channel. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.